Hi all, I wanted to make a quick video in my 2 indicator series. This also will be quite an interesting one. It's an indicator I use on a daily basis. Before I begin, I would like to mention that this is an educational channel. All content over here is for the sake of education. Kindly read the disclaimer you see on the screen and in the description below. With that said, let's proceed. So the chart is eventually going to look like this. As you can see over here, I've got mid cap on the left and Nifty on the right. All right. It's one of those indicators that is too precise. All right, but for now we will take out all the indicators. And we shall start on this from scratch. So I'll do this on a Nifty chart or maybe a bank Nifty chart. All right, and then we'll take it from there. And I'll do this on the futures chart because I'll be using VWAP as one of the indicators, and VWAP does not work on spot chart for Fin Nifty and mid cap. However, it works on spot charts of Nifty and bank Nifty. As a second indicator, I'll give you a couple of options, not only VWAP, but let's just start the video. All right. The first indicator that I'm going to show you in this is actually so powerful that it actually does not require a secondary indicator also. I've been using this indicator for more than a month now, and it's very, very accurate. In fact, after CM, EMA trend bars, if another indicator has really impressed me, it is this one. All right, and I think I've made a video on this in the past also, but I'm not very sure. So let's just go ahead. The indicator is SPEED. It is this trend speed analyzer by Zimmerman. All right, just click on this. This is how it will come up. Of course, I've made some changes to the color settings. Okay, it by default does not come with these colors. By default, it comes like this. If I reset settings, it'll look like this. All right, so what are the changes I have made? I'll just show it to you. So I've cancelled that, and I've only made changes to the color settings. This dynamic trend is I've made this fluorescent green and purple. That is basically the moving average line. So when it goes up, I've made this fluorescent green, and for down, instead of red, I most of the time use purple because red and red can sometimes get confusing. So to take out that confusion, whenever the market is going down, for moving average, I use a purple line. Then for up, these candles, I've made both of them green, and this is an ordinary green. I'm not using my fluorescent green over here. For candles, I'm using a normal green. I don't like that two color effect, so I use a single color. And for downtrend, I've used a single red, which is this red. Two times this and this are same. Apart from that, I have not made any other changes. The only changes that I have made to this is the color changes. And in the style section, I have unticked this tables. It gives some tables over here which I don't need. I've unticked that, and labels and values at the bottom, I've unticked that. All right, so fundamentally we are working with the settings as it comes. Here, this dynamic trend line, I have chosen the thickness 2 instead of 1, and this speed trend is at 1. So anyway, these are the settings that I'm using. You can pause the video or rewind and check it a couple of times. The most important thing is in the input section, we are not touching the indicator settings by default. We are only making it a little more visible to us with those color changes, but fundamentally we are not tampering with any changes in the indicator. We are basically using this indicator in the default settings. All right, so I'll click on OK. I've shown you all my settings and how I adjust it color wise. Now this indicator is so powerful that the bottom and top are both controlled by this indicator. All right, this at the bottom also what you see, and on top what you see is only one indicator that is working. So this trend speed analyzer by Zimmerman at the bottom is also giving these candles at the top color. It's also controlling this moving average and everything. Now CM EMA trend bars works on the moving average EMA 34 exactly. This one I have not been able to find what exactly is the perfect EMA because I could not find a perfect match till now. I don't know whether it's EMA, SMA, or SMA. I have tried everything, but I am not able to find an exact match to this moving average. The closest I've got is EMA 26. This is roughly working at EMA 26 in my view. So if I apply an EMA, I'm just telling you this for knowledge sake. So if I apply an EMA and make this white so that you can see it, I'll uncheck these two. I'll make it a little thicker, the line. I'll make it 2, and over here I'll make it 26. All right, I click on OK. See, this 26 EMA is the closest match you will get. It's still not an exact match, but that is the closest thing you can get to this particular moving average. All right, I've tried everything, I think SMA, EMA, SMMA, and nothing matches it totally. So that means that this indicator is working fundamentally on some custom mathematical formulation which you can't exactly pinpoint. But yes, EMA 26 is the closest match. All right, so I'll delete this EMA 26. This was only for your knowledge. Now apart from that, when you look at this indicator, it's very simple. How do we operate this? Very simple. When for going long, you see over here it switches at the bottom. Look at the bottom over here, it switches. Here the purple line becomes green, right? And the candles start becoming green, we go long. Short is the exact opposite of that. You see over here, green becomes green, this green candles become red. Moving average turns from fluorescent green to purple, and at the bottom also this green switches to red and the downfall starts. Let me add a session filter to this sessions break so that you know where one day has ended and the other day has begun. So these are session break lines. That means the day starts over here. This is the previous day. This is today. So right now we are watching the Bank Nifty futures chart. All right. Now what else can we do to this to further enhance it? Actually, you don't require a second indicator with this. This indicator itself is quite complete in itself. This is one of those indicators that actually does not require a second indicator, but I'll give you a couple of options. As a second indicator, you can use VWAP, which is nothing but volume weighted average price. It's a default trading view indicator. Use this. My VWAP I generally keep on white color, and it's in its default value. In input section, I have not changed anything. In the style section, I only use VWAP. There's upper band, lower band, and all that I don't use. The band fills also I don't need. And it's white color. It's in thickness 1. I'm using the second white because the first white becomes too bright. And instead of a straight line, I use step line so that it's a little bit different, and it makes it easier for me to find out where the VWAP is. If I make it 2, this also works, you see. But let me keep it at 1 for this. So this is one option. You can use VWAP. All right. And this would be the most appropriate indicator to go along with this. But apart from VWAP, I'll give you one more option. You can use Fibonacci pivots. So pivot point standard, it'll work like this. Now in my case, this indicator comes by default like this. This also is a default indicator, by the way. About this indicator, it is pivot point standard. You see no author name because it's an indicator of TradingView itself. So when you go to settings, this by default comes like this. It does not come with Fibonacci as default. It comes as traditional as default. All right. And if I over here, if I say reset settings, it'll become traditional, and this is the way it'll come up. So this is how when you first time open the indicator, it comes up. What I have done is I have made some changes to that. Instead of traditional, I use Fibonacci. This is in auto. Number of pivots look back I keep at 1. This is ticked. Show labels is ticked. And pivot I make red. S1 R1 I make yellow. S2 R2 I make blue. S3 R3 I make white. In Fibonacci pivots, it will not show you S4 R4 and S5 R5. It will only show you till S3. So since I'm using a black background, I make this white. If you're using a white background, then make this S3 R3 black. That way you will know. And if I click on okay, this is how it will show me. This is for people who like to see some kind of a reference point on screen, you know, where it can go and stop or from where it can rebound. So you see over here, it falls over here, it falls, it breaks the S1, sorry, it breaks S1 over here. It, first of all, yesterday opens below the pivot, then very fast it breaks S1. At about 9:35 it breaks S1, then at about 9:45 it breaks S2, almost reaches S3 and then reverses and comes up. Now over here, this could have been a long opportunity. Once the purple became a red, one could have gone long over here if they had not taken the initial shot and probably made about 100 points over here on Bank Nifty. Then it goes, and then over here you see from the pivot, it drops below the pivot. This would have been the right time to short because it is going above the pivot, and over here it comes down again below the pivot. The moving average turns from green to purple, candles turn from green to red, and this is the time to short. So very quick shorters would have entered here, exited in the first support itself because that is in excess of 100 points. People with more confidence could have gone on to go to the second one. They would have grabbed 200 points, and people who are even bigger could have grabbed 400 points actually in this particular instance, because it goes, the total fall from here till the total bottom is about 496 points, but once it touches S3, people could have booked profits, so that itself is more than 400 points. All right, so depends on what your risk appetite is, how much you can hold. Well, there are some people who trade with large volumes, but they take 10 points in Nifty and get out. Then there's another set of people who trade with small lots, maybe 1 or 2 lots, and they wait for, you know, huge 100-point coverage in Bank Nifty and stuff like that. So it depends which way you want to go. That's why I never share entry points, targets, SL, stop loss. These are all personal things. My videos are generally viewed by people who have at least over a years of experience in trade market. My videos are not focused at absolute beginners, but even if beginners watch, in 6 to 8 months, I think they will start understanding everything. All right. So as I said, VWAP is the first option. Fibonacci pivots is the second option. What else can we use with this? You can use this Guru Prasad indicator with this. I've made a separate video on Guru Prasad. You can watch that. So this will show you the CPR over here, then it shows you S1 over here, and this is S2, then below that there will be S3, and in my settings it goes up to S4 and 5 also. It should show okay, till S3 it is. So these are my settings for Guru Prasad, and this can also be used. I've made a separate video on Guru Prasad. You can go and watch that. I've basically made some color changes again. I have not made any fundamental changes in inputs. Here you see these 2 at the bottom are unticked. In the input section, it comes default with only the first 2 ticked. I keep the second 2 also ticked. This and this also I keep ticked. This EMA 34 is I use EMA 34 with this. It comes by default at 50. This Guru Prasad indicator gives 4 options. You can see SMA, EMA, VWAP, and plot super trend. All right, so from here you can use probably an EMA 34 or a plot VWAP. So this also has got VWAP inbuilt into this. So this again can be a very good substitute. You will get lines and everything. So let me discuss the settings. So over here you see SMA. If this is ticked, it will show you an SMA also, and I'll just keep this on hold. So right now you're only watching the Guru Prasad indicator. The indicator's name is this. I'll show it to you. It is CPR with SMA, EMA, VWAP, and Super Trend by Guru Prasad Meduri. All right, beautiful indicator. So this is the CPR. There's 3 blue lines of the CPRs. Center one I've kept a little thick, and the top and the bottom of the CPR is same color, little thinner. And then these 3 at the bottom are supports. On top 3 are the resistance. So every time it goes on top, it'll bang the resistance and then fall. Over here you see it went up to exactly the resistance and then came down. Over here you see it broke the S1, but it went very close to S2 and then went up. Over here also it's trying to take support from this S2. So this particular indicator by Guru Prasad is quite It's quite a powerful one. Now over here you see this indicator is able to give you VWAP by itself. So, and EMA also is there. So EMA 34 is nothing but CM EMA trend bars. In this case, I will not use this because speed Zimmerman is anyways giving me approximately EMA 26 kind of a thing. So over here, I don't need this. But if I was using this with some other setup, I would use EMA 34. I'll keep that ticked. VWAP is again over here also white. So I'm using the white line. And nothing else in this white line for VWAP. I've just made it over here also step line with break so that it's a little choppy, and that's it. I've just made some color changes. I've made this these are my CPR values, and these are the support. I've made all three supports green, and I've made all three resistance red. And this below, even though they are colors, I'm not viewing them. These are weekly and then monthly and all that. I don't want to see any of that. I only want to see daily. So I'm looking at daily CPR and pivot levels. All right, so I can use the VWAP from here as well. If I click on OK, it will show me the VWAP and the CPR points, and I'll untick this earlier one so that it'll look like this. I'll reset the chart and it'll look like this. Perfect. It's almost perfect. All right, over here you see VWAP will tell you, it'll give you a double confirmation because this speed, I'll call it the Zimmerman indicator is anyway, let's call it speed Zimmerman. All right, the indicator at the bottom, we will call it speed Zimmerman, is anyway giving you the moving average of roughly about 26. So if I click on this so that it disappears for a while, all you got to do is double click on the screen if you want to see the bottom or not. If you double click, the bottom will go away and the indicator on top will come full page and like this. All right, and always in all my videos, just make sure the scale price chart is always ticked. If you untick this, then sometimes it'll show you like this, which is very confusing. After a long time, I learned the trick to see candles and charts properly on screen, and the trick to that is scale price chart only has to be always ticked. So it'll look like this, guys. What can I say? Self-explanatory, beautiful levels on screen. Everything that you can desire is all available on screen. All right, so I'll mention 3 indicators as optional, and I'll give you the name of the indicators in the comment section and pin it. You can choose whichever one you want. If you don't want the CPR, then simply use a simple VWAP or use a simple pivot point standard with Fibonacci pivots. All right, but as you can see, even if I take this out, I'll just uncheck it. This indicator, which is trend speed analyzer by Zimmerman, is an indicator complete in itself. You pretty much don't need anything apart from this. So the 3 looks that you can have is this VWAP and one second, and pivot, because mine is a paid version. I'm not restricted. I can use how many other indicators I want. So let me just give you an example. All right, so uncheck. Okay, so this is the speed Zimmerman by itself. It's a very fulfilling indicator by itself. It does not require another indicator, but if you're using with only VWAP, it'll look like this. If you're using with Fibonacci pivots, it'll look like this. And if you're using with the CPR by Guru Prasad Meduri, it'll look like this. Choice is yours. Second indicator I'll tell is a choice, and I'll leave the choice to you. All right, and the way I would use this is I always split the screen. So I'll be using it like this. I'll say this apply to the other side also. And then I will probably be looking at Fin Nifty on the left and Bank Nifty on the right. So it'll look like this for me. And or I'll be using mid cap on the left and Nifty on the right. So for me, I use indicators like this. One screen actually is always showing me mid cap and Nifty, and the other one is always showing me Fin Nifty on the left and Bank Nifty on the right. All right, so it's your choice, guys. This trend speed Zimmerman is a very powerful and indicator. Trend speed Zimmerman, absolutely powerful and spot on. The more you use it, the more you fall in love with it. It's one of my favorite indicators that I've discovered in the last 2-3 months. And believe me, I use this every day. On one side of the page, currently I'm using on one side, it's showing me Guru Prasad with CMEMA trend bars. On the left hand side, I've got two monitors. Center is two monitors where I actually take trades, and on the right hand side I've got another computer with two monitors. There I see this speed Zimmerman, and what can I say? Either I'm only watching this with VWAP, or I'm watching this with this Guru Prasad CPR. So that's the way I see it. All right, and in the center, my trading terminal setup, I've already mentioned what I see on the trading terminal. There are videos on that also, you can see. On the trading terminal is very simple. I just use a standard pivot and EMA 34. That's it. And at the bottom, I use MACD in default settings without the histogram. That's my trading panel setting. All right. But as far as this is going, this is the charts I kind of look at and take my trading decisions on my trading panel. So these charts are important because based on what I'm looking at on my left hand side and right hand side, on one side CMEMA trend bars, on the right hand side this trend speed Zimmerman. Once I see them both going in a same direction, both the candles changing from green to red, and moving averages change, I take the trade. All right. Yesterday also, I had to step out of the house. I stepped out of the house at about 10 a.m. From 10 a.m. I was not there. By the time I came back home, I think it was about 9 or 10 p.m. So I was not available for most of the day. But even before going, I had taken one small trade and made about 4,600 in the morning before I stepped out of the house. So once you get better at doing this day in and day out, you just start getting it. You will start recognizing false signals and stuff like that. Please don't ask me what is the strategy. I tell this again and again. I do page setups that shows you how indicators can work and how you can make money using this indicator. But I will not tell you enter over here, exit over here, your target should be so much, your SL should be so much. All that is your own prerogative. You should make your own decisions with all of that. I'm showing you how indicators are working and how this can help you take your trading decisions. All right. For me, it works. If you apply some time and discipline, it probably will work for you. Also, try to paper trade with the settings for a couple of days, and only once you feel confident, then go in for it. All right. So this was the two indicator setup for today, guys. An absolute setup that I very much love. I just love this indicator called trend speed Zimmerman. All right, it just works for me. Fantastic, guys. I'll leave the name of the primary indicator and the remaining three options in the comment section and pin it. Feel free to use in whichever combination you want. If you're on the unpaid version, you will be limited to 2. So select your options wisely. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll watch you in the next video. If you're already a subscriber, consider being a member on the channel by clicking on the join button. It's only 89 rupees a month. There are some videos that are there in the membership section which are exclusively to members. I release a few videos that are only exclusive to members. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, then please subscribe to the channel. We are a small community that is growing fast, and it's a no bullshit community. We discuss only charts, no recommendations, no live trading. I don't come live and show you how to trade and all of that. None of that we do over here. All right. So it's a small community where we discuss charts and charts alone. So if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Share our videos with your family and friends. Give our videos a thumbs up or click on the like button. It motivates us to make more videos for you. Also subscribe to our free Telegram channel. The link is given in the description in all our videos. And make all your Amazon purchases from our Amazon affiliate links. It's there. My Amazon affiliate link is there in the description. It's written over there. Buy all your Amazon products from this link. Once you click on that, it'll take you to Amazon. Then buy whatever you want from Amazon through our affiliate link. You don't pay extra, but we make a small commission every time you make a purchase. All right. With that, guys, I hope you all are having a good weekend. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.